I kind of want to revisit something, and we don't got to get super deep into it, but I just want to understand it a little bit more. You said event insurance.
Mm,
And my question
mhm,
with that comes to my mind is you're inviting people to come to the downtown of Dover.
mhm.
What's different than just the businesses that already exist in Dover inviting people to come down? Like, what's the difference there that makes it to where you are now liable for accidents versus just somebody going to downtown Dover of their own accord?
When you do events like this, working with cities, or I assume any municipality, you
Mhm.
have to file we call it here a block party permit. So we have filed a permit, so we own the permit for that day.
Okay.
So in other words, anything that happens on that footprint is under our purview, which means that we have the ability, if somebody is not acting accordingly, we can ask them to leave because it's our event.
Oh, so the
But by the same token, we have the responsibility for
yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
damage.
So the public space temporarily is lended.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. So for
okay.
that day, it's our space. So, we put banners up all over town. Generally, banners are not allowed. Dover has a pretty strict sign ordinance for very good reasons. You can't just be putting stuff up everywhere. But that day, we have all of our, say, sponsor banners up there because they are part of the permit for that day. It's essentially the Greater Dover Chamber of Commerce's space for the day.
Oh,
But alternatively, we are responsible then if something goes wrong. And again, we partner with the police. We pay for the police. We have EMS there. We pay the fire department because somebody has a medical emergency. And I don't even want to say it or think about it, but when you have crowds of people and it's not a gated event, anybody can come in. There are many things that could happen. So you need public safety
sure.
there, and unfortunately, you need the insurance to
Yeah,
cover if
yeah,
anything
yeah.
happens.
It makes sense to me now because I was like, well, it's happening in public space. Why would you be liable for it? But the way that you described it,
Mm,
that makes sense to me now. Okay.
and it has to remove the liability from the city. The city cannot be responsible
Mm,
for that. If they were, they would say no to any public gathering. They would say, "Nope, you can't use Henry Law Park for your concerts," or "No, you cannot shut down." If the responsibility was always
yeah.
on them because if something went wrong.
It's just one of those things you never think about.
No, you don't, and, like I said, it's not inexpensive, so